Grab your bulletproof vest and your alarm systems because these weapons are some serious business. Remember to stay until the end to find out about all these outstanding weapons. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to receive more awesome content like this. Let's get started. Number 15. Phaser. The Personnel Halting and Stimulation Response Rifle was created as a non-lethal weapon for soldiers and law enforcement officials for hostile situations. In the past, blinding laser weapons have been tested, but were banned under the 1995 UN Protocol on Blinding Laser Weapons, which the United States acceded to on 21 January 2009. Even though the Phaser rifle has a temporary blinding effect and low-intensity laser, it's not prohibited under this regulation. It also uses a 2-wavelength laser. This rifle fires lasers into the enemy's eyes and blinds them temporarily. The weapon uses a rangefinder to make sure the lasers aren't too intense. It renders people extremely disoriented at inopportune moments. Number 14. Smart Bullet.
The D-shaped bullet contains a microsensor that detects acceleration and deceleration.
The Smart Bullet was designed to have ultimate control. It can turn, speed up, slow down, and even send data back to the user. The bullet is 4 inches long and has small fins, making it look like a dart. The shooter operates it by shining a laser at its target, and the bullet will follow the target without being deterred by strong winds. One type of Smart Bullet is a projectile that can change its course during flight. One use of this would be to enable soldiers to stay behind protective cover and shoot around corners. Another implementation uses a spoiler and a micro gyro to control the bullet. Isn't that scary? Number 13. The Dora Cannon. Developed by Nazis during World War II, the Gustav Dora Cannon, or merely the Dora Cannon, weighed 2.7 million pounds and was considered a super weapon. The cannon could fire shells up to 14,000 pounds and had a range of 90 miles. It was the world's most massive gun, heavy and complicated. The world's largest Dora ensemble is in the Military History Museum in the Bundeswehr in Dresden. Number 12. Vomit Gun.
Non-lethal weapon that induces hallucinations and vomiting among enemy combatants has been fitted to 2 Russian warships.
Even though it may sound ridiculous, the vomit gun was very, very real. The Navy supported its development, and it was designed to be a non-lethal weapon. The vomit gun can use radio waves to penetrate walls, and as the waves reach the victims will feel dizzy and may get the urge to vomit. Though the military eventually abandoned the project, 2 other people were able to make a vomit gun out of spare computer parts successfully. Number 11. The XM-25 Smart Grenade Launcher. Nicknamed by the Afghan soldiers as the Punisher, the XM-25 Smart Grenade Launcher was designed in 2010 for the United States troops in Afghanistan. It's gas-operated and semi-automatic, and it features a ballistic computer, environmental sensors, and a digital compass. It can fire 25mm shells up to 2,300 feet, and soldiers can eerily program the shells to explode at any time. Number 10. The Corner Shot. The Corner Shot is a weapon explicitly designed so that the enemy will never see your eyes. A miniature camera and LCD screen sub in for the gunner's eyes as the front half of the rifle bends around corners to shoot targets without the operator having to come into the open. It works by mounting a semi-automatic pistol to the hinged front half with remote linkage to the trigger at the rear and can swivel through a 120-degree range. Number 9. The Trophy Active Defense System. On their own, tanks are frightening machines. So what could make these heavily armored vehicles any more unstoppable? How about an invisible force field? Okay, the Trophy Active Defense System isn't literally a force field, but it's as close as any countermeasure has yet come. The ADS can detect rocket-propelled grenades and other low-tech munitions in time to target and return pinpointed fire, destroying the munitions in mid-air. The ADS is capable of tracking multiple targets in nearly any direction, rendering tanks with the equipment roughly bulletproof. Number 8. Metal Storm. Metal Storm is an Australian company that's been developing a line of weapons that use stacked projectiles. Stacked projectile weapons are different from traditional guns as they have no moving parts. Instead of loading a bullet into a chamber and having a mechanism such as a hammer initiate its firing, the Metal Storm weapons use electronics to control the firing sequence. Bullets are tightly lined up within the gun. They're packed between an explosive fuel, and the result of which is a weapon that can fire at a much higher rate than a traditional automatic. One bullet enters the barrel before the last is left, which creates a torrent of ammunition with firepower, just like a high-powered comic book-style laser. Number 7. Cyborg Moths. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, has been working to develop cyborg spy moths. DARPA, the research arm of the Department of Defense, has already successfully implanted chips in cockroaches and rats, allowing humans to drive the animals with joysticks. In the case of moths, the chip will be inserted at the pupal stage so that the animal grows around it and develops a reliable tissue-machine interface. The spy moth will then be released at the front lines and remotely piloted into enemy territory, potentially beaming back video and audio feeds along the way.